With 32 days to the start of the AFCON, we were expecting Kwesi Appiah to name his squad today. However, I think that's been deferred, and we also understand that he's expected to actually defend its yet-to-be-announced provisional team today. That's what he will do. And Coach Appiah, who has been tasked to win the tournament, will meet the normalization committee as well as the Black Stars management committee to go through that process. And we'll be looking ahead to that as well. We've done that extensively last week, culminating in what we thought was a 26-man contingent that we were quite sure will be in there on the Joy AFCON podcast on Friday. Moving on though, Jay Sapon, the veteran coach, spoke to us about a couple of things. We'll also hear from Richard Kinson, who gives us his thoughts ahead of the tournament, and hear from Efriye Akwa as well. But first, Jay Sapon.
Oh, well, it depends on the management of the team. If the management wants to see the list, well, it's proper that we give the list to them and defend them. They won't change anything in it. You just tell them why you have chosen those players.
You think so?
Yes. I mean, it's normal. It's normal. You have to defend it. It's normal.
That process is normal. But I mean, since you've been a coach before, it has never happened that
no.
presented your list to the management and they asked that you put one or two players in.
Well, I present my list to they don't tell. They can suggest, but the final call is you. You are the pilot.
So it means if they suggest, then they don't want a particular player in.
Well, they suggest that why didn't perhaps you play? Why didn't player A play? Then you have to tell them why he's not playing. Then of course you have to talk technically. See, not personal issues, but technically why he's not playing. Yeah.
But since you started coaching, you've never faced, this thing where management team told you that this player shouldn't be in the squad and that you should bring.
I've been confronted with this problem before, but I stood on my grounds.
So you think
I am a coach. You can push me around. That one everybody knows. Those who have followed my express, I don't do that. What I say is good for me. Yeah, you can suggest, and it's me who should take the decision, the final decision, whether it's go well for the team or not.
And you think Kwesi Appiah will do the same?
Well, that's Kwesi Appiah for you. I'm sure he will do it. Yeah, I'm sure.
But what kind of team, would you want him to name?
Well, a youthful side that are hungry to bring Lawrence to the state, and then people who understand his philosophy, people who respect him as a coach, and then people who are fighting to bring something into their lives historically. So I think that's what I expect Kwesi to bring. It's a blend of the youth and perhaps experience. Yeah.
Would you be surprised if some top players are dropped?
I will not be surprised. That's Kwesi for you, because he has monitored them for long. If you are not doing what he wants you to do well, he will drop you.
So you don't have any problem?
No, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem because I know who Kwesi is and he knows who I am.
Specifically, can you mention more two players you would want to see in the squad?
Oh no, not now. Let the squad come and then we know.
I'm talking about the experienced players that we all know. Which of them would you want to see in the team?
In the team?
Yeah.
Pati, for instance, and then perhaps Asamajan, and then others. I would want to go for that.
How about Andre Ayew?
Well, he's also experienced. I don't want to go beyond that.
His brother Jordan Ayew.
They are all in.
John Boy.
They are all in.
How do you know they are all in?
Oh, I know because like I said, you blend experience with the youth. Yes, they are there to lead those who will be coming in as new players.
Is it free or in?
No, I don't know about that.
Coach, thank you.
Okay.
Benedicto also speaking to Jay Sapon, the interesting question about Efriye Akwa. We'll hear from Efriye Akwa actually in a bit. First of all, though, we speak to Richard Kinson, goalkeepers trainer of the team, and he talks to Ridwan Ibrahim Asante about a couple of issues.
I feel very happy when our players are playing and they are scoring. So I feel very happy. So every time they were invited to the national team, they will help the national team. And they will also upgrade their future. Like next season, they get a very big club, than their playing team now. So it's something that I'm always happy about them.
Spiritually, how are we ready for the Africa Cup of Nations?
We are ready. we are ready. We Ghanaians, our preparation sometimes is different from the Europeans. When camp starts, there you see the seriousness of everybody, because everybody wants to win something for Ghana, something for himself. You see, so I think this time the cooperation, understanding, in the unity in the camp is very well. So we believe that when we continue doing that, I believe by the grace of God, Ghanaians will see the cup in Ghana.
Would you contact TB Joshua occasionally, frequently at the tournament, during the tournament, when we are there? Would you be contacting him for spiritual guidance?
Of course, I have to do that for him also to help me and help my nation to win the cup. Because he's my father in the Lord. If I need something spiritually, I have to contact him. Even something happened yesterday during the game, and it was so marvelous. People think football is just a football, but I have to tell people that there is a spirit in football, and everything that has name has a spirit. When we were playing, about 25 to 30 minutes time, we were dominating the game. Suddenly, our players went up. They were like heavy. They cannot move. Why? So I had a call from us. I said, who is calling? But this time, standing on the person, say, my father in the Lord, they want to speak with me. The question he asked, what is going on? I said, my players are heavy. I said, don't worry, everything is okay. I am monitoring everything, so don't worry. You win the game. I said, wow. Then we continue playing. So you can see there is spirit in football. So we need to contact that spirit.
Can your father in the Lord, TB Joshua, guide us to a Fifth Nations Cup trophy?
I believe if we allow ourselves and contact him and ask him, Daddy, please, we want you to back us with your prayers, he will do that.
You have to give us the best 3 goalkeepers for the Nations Cup. Can you promise us that your choice will be the one to give us the Nations Cup, or to help us win the Nations Cup?
Thank you very much. Thank you. I have more than 3 good goalkeepers. I have more than 3 good goalkeepers inside and outside Ghana, and they can all play. But one will start. Second one will be assistant, and the third one also will be assistant. But if you give them all chance, they will play. Even the 5, they can play with a little bit motivation. They will play. So I am praying for the Lord to give me the spirit of understanding, the spirit of love, the spirit of motivation, and the spirit to choose the right people or the right goalkeepers, whether it's 3 or 4 or 5.
It's Fatah Dauda coming.
I don't want to mention anybody names here, but I know I have about 5 now, and they can all play, but we need to get the right one.
So when the squad is announced on Tuesday, Ghanaians shouldn't be surprised. It is a spiritually, backed, goalkeepers that will be, given to us. We should support them. 3 of your choice will come in, and that will be the players or the goalkeepers to guide us to the Nations Cup trophy.
Yes, the nation should support us, because now, my brother, if I give you pen and paper to select 23, maybe the players that we are going to select, you will select about 10%. When you give a pen and paper to another player, another person, you will select different players. So what I would tell the Ghanaians that anybody at all, the head coach, the player will select. We have to support the team with our heart, which is the spirit, not our mind. Satan can only manipulate our mind, but it cannot touch our heart. Only God can control our heart. So we should support the team with all our heart, so that the spirit of the nation, which is Ghana, will follow the team wherever they will play. You will see, I remember some years ago, you can see that when you are going, it's like you are about 20 people. You feel comfortable, you feel very secure that no, the spirit of the nation is behind me. So I have to be there just to perform. Then the rest will follow. So we have to support. We should not talk. We can criticize, but we should not do it too much.
You know, Olele, you sound very spiritual. Some may say you're on the right path. Some may say, you know, what is he talking about? Why is he talking about spirituality, you know, and co? Are we refusing to accept that we need, you know, spiritual enhancement to win the Nations Cup?
Yes, we need everything, including hard work. We need everything, because I told you from the beginning, what has a name has a spirit.
What must we do spiritually by bringing in your father in the Lord? What will be the process? Do we give the names to you to send to TB Joshua, or what must we do?
If the team or the nation send me, I will go. I will go.
Will it cost us some money? Like when they are doing.
No. My father in the Lord doesn't take money from anybody. No, everything is free from his act, because he always say that I am not the healer, I am not God, I am not Jesus Christ, I am his servant. What my master says, what I do. So he's not charging anybody, and he does not charge anybody because. So he's not charging. It's free, just free. You know what happened yesterday?
Yeah.
After our game against Police National, instantly, he gave the whole team 2.8 billion Ghana cedis to go and share.
Meaning each player got like 5,000 Ghana cedis.
Each player got 5,000 and official 7,000, and of course 2.8 billion Ghana cedis to go and share. My people, I am happy for you. Instantly, we share among ourselves before we went home. Yeah, the man is a man of people. He's a man of love. He's a man of sharing.
Richard Kingston speaking there to Ridwan Ibrahim Asante ahead of the African Cup. A very spiritual dimension to the chat. Let's know what you think. Whether the physical preparation is okay or this dimension is also important. So you don't care what the team does in terms of preparation. You just want to see a fifth trophy. We'd like to hear from you. 0244340437 on our WhatsApp line. Next up on our menu is an interview with Efrie Aqua, who scored this weekend for Empoli. He's looking forward to the African Cup. Let's see what he's got to say.
It wasn't intentional, but the way I scored the goal, I was happy. And then maybe I would say Torino, I think they betrayed me because they supposed, I did my best there. I got a good season there in Torino. 3 years I played for the club, and then for me, I think I deserve with a new contract, and then they couldn't give me the new contract. So even when we were going to start the game, even our coach told me that he told me that Torino they betrayed me because I deserve, because if he's the coach of Torino, he will give me a new contract. So today this game is depend on me, so in my mind, I was saying if I score today, even my teammates, they asked me before the game that why do you celebrate? And then I said, oh, it just comes like automatic. I just go there to celebrate with our fans. That's all.
There's a big win for Empoli. They've now moved from the relegation zone. The last time I checked, how is the club celebrating this victory?
Well, everybody is happy. My teammates and then the staff, everybody. After we get the win against Argentina, we decide that everything is possible. So we decided that we play in our normal play, that always how we play on the field, and then we're gonna work hard for these 4 matches. If anything good come, we will take it. Because we're going to do the same thing we did always in the field. So I would say it's our mentality, until when we get the win against Fiorentina, we decide that this mentality we're going to use for these 4 matches.
So now that you performed and this goal will be remembered by the Empoli fans and even the club, because it opened the doors to that 4-2 win that ensured now there is survival and another season in the Serie A. Would you stay with Empoli because your contract with Torino ends at the end of the season, and your loan also expires at the end of the season?
No, I'm not in the rush, because 10 years now I've played in Italy, and then I've already decided with my agent that after this season I want to move to go to different country to have new experience and then play the different league, because 10 years now I'm playing here. So for me, I'm not gonna renew any contract. I'm waiting that my contract will finish, and then if I get a good offer from any country, any club, then I'll move there.
Are you expecting to go to the Nations Cup as well?
Well, I would say yes, because I was the part of the team when we qualified. I played all the qualified games. I would say only the last game I didn't play. So I think yes, I would say yes, but everything depends about the coach. So if I get a call up, I will be happy, with the team, and then to go to the AFCON and then play for the Ghana national team.
If you are not named in the provisional team, would you be disappointed?
Well, I would say yes, I would be disappointed, because that's what I was saying. I was a man of the team. We played and then we qualified. So I would say yes. If my name is not on the list, I will be disappointed, because I'm not injured and then I'm still playing. So if my name is not, I will be disappointed, because as you can see, every week if you watch Italy, every week I play. I'm not injured, so I will be disappointed that when my name is not on the list.
Ifri Yakwa speaking to Ridwan Ibrahim Asante there. So that's about it for our interviews for today. Moving on to other stuff here on the Joy Sports Track. Apologies for my voice. I developed a bit of a cold this weekend as well, so I'm sounding a bit heavy. But Benedict joins me in studio with an update on the Normalization Committee Special Cup. Very interesting weekend. There were lots of goals. That was what I noticed about the scores. It was a goal-laden weekend, 4-2 in places, 2-0,
3-1, 4-0, 2-0, 2-1, 2-0.
Very good for the goal averages.
And it was a good competition. It was a good weekend for the competition. Match day 13, that should be. But because you look at Zone A, because there is no Wow Stars, so they are playing short of 2 games, because if Wow Stars were in, it would have been 2-2, home and away for them. So it means what's going to happen is in Zone A, Premier A, we are playing 12 matches, and then in the other zone, that's Zone B, we are playing 14. So here is going to be 12 because Wow Stars are not in, and then the other side too we're going to have. But there is this interesting argument about the Zone B. Many feel that Zone B is not as competitive as that of Zone A because of the teams.
The heart of a group.
Exactly. And I'll mention the teams in Zone B, and then we'll just look at it, because you look at the teams in Zone B: Hearts of Oak, we have Karela, we have Dreams FC, Liberty Professionals, and then Ebuson Dwarfs, Elmina Sharks. And in terms of the results, that's and Wafa as well. If you look at the results from previous games or when the competition started, you realize that the other zone, that's Zone A, is very competitive because Asante Kotoko are playing very well. And we know that coming into this competition, they were the most informed team because of their involvement in Africa. Media Mayesi were training, they were playing trial matches. Ashanti Gold even had to fuck themselves. But you look at the form of the teams in Zone B, you cannot compare that to Zone A. And so, Liberty Professionals, possibly maybe you say the team that is on form in that zone for me. Forget about Hartlepool leading, but I think that Liberty, they go away and get some impressive results. And then Interlice, this competition, we are not seeing the Interlice that we were used to previously.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why they are bottom of that table. Dreams FC, they've endured a very difficult, campaign in this very competition. They've been struggling. Struggling to get results. You can talk of Elmina Sharks. They go away, they play at home, matches that you expect them to win, they will drop points. But if you look at the other zone, Asante Kotoko are struggling to get results, even at the Barbara Stadium. Bichim United went there to draw with Asante Kotoko. They went to Obuasi, Ashgo defeated them. Media Mercy come to Kumasi, they play better than Asante Kotoko, but eventually they win that game. Bichim United, all these teams there are playing. And previously, if you look at our league table, the last league that was disbanded, if you look at that league table and you look at the top 10, the teams in Zone A were more than the teams in Zone B.
Sure.
So you get the argument.
The so-called Northern Zone.
Northern Zone. So on the basis of that, you can say that Group A is
more competitive
than Group B, but
which brings an interesting dimension.
Kim Grant disagrees.
Yeah, of course. He and a lot of the Heart of Oak fans say, look, you can only beat who is in front of you. Yeah, so it's not like Carolina.
And I want to make this prediction: that the winner of this competition will come from Zone A. The winner of the competition will come from Zone A.
But you want to call?
Oh, I want the Heart of Folk fans. I'm not saying it, but I want the Heart of Folk fans. I want the Karela fans, Liberty Professionals fans, and all the teams in Zone B. Their fans to know this: that the team that will win will come from Zone A.
Let's look at the zones again. As it stands, the semi-final, and I must say that the semi-final pairings will be. It will be a one-off game. Semi-final will be a one-off game. So if the home team of the team that finished first.
Exactly.
So that is what it will be. As it stands, the final of the semi-final will be what? Heart of Oak?
Yeah, it will be Heart of Oak versus Ashanti Gold.
As it stands,
because Heart of Oak are leading Group B.
Yep.
With a game to go, and they have 28 points. And for Hearts, they will definitely end top of Group B group, because they have 28 points, and the second team is Karela United with 24, 4 points separating them. So even if they don't play their last game, still they cannot, get to where Hearts of Oak are. So they will finish on top of Group B, and then Ashanti Gold. If we are to stop today in Zone A, Ashanti Gold will finish second.
Yeah.
So it means we're going to have Accra to Folk, Ashanti Gold, and then Asante Kotoko, they lead the pack in Zone A with 21 points.
Yeah.
So Asante Kotoko will play against Karela United.
Right.
That's how it's looking like. But technically,
Kotoko Karela.
Yeah.
So
technically,
and hypothetically.
Hypothetically,
exactly. You think Karela can beat Kotoko?
Oh, that's not what I'm saying. But
you said the winner is going to come from.
No, but let me make this point before we'll come to that. But even Kotoko, technically, they have to win their next game or will not qualify.
They could possibly go out.
Yeah, they could possibly go out, because you look at the number of points there. Kotoko 21, Ashanti Gold 20, and then Media Mercy 19. The fourth team, that's Idiana Stars, are out because they have 16 points, and even if they should win their last game against Kotoko, they cannot match that of third. And third, of course, you are not making the next stages. They're the first two. So on the basis of that, if you look at Asante Kotoko, their next game is against Idiana Stars. They are going away to the Doma Park. Should Kotoko lose that game, you know what it means?
Tell me.
It means they will be on 21 points. And then Ediana will be on 19 points. Still will not make even the third place. Ashanti Gold are playing at home. should they win, they have 20 points. They move to where? 23. Yeah. Mediama also playing at home. Should they win, they have 22. So Kotoko must win, either a win or a draw. We see them make the next stage. But
there's also a small issue of head-to-head.
Of course, there's head-to-head as well. But if Kotoko should draw, hey, Ghanaians and calculation.
No, but that's what the game is about.
Yeah, if Kotoko should draw, what it means is that they will have 22 points.
Fifi Fossey wants to say something. He'll be joining us.
Okay, if Kotoko should draw, they will have 22 points. And Mediama SC will also have 22 points. And in the first game between Kotoko and Mediama,
Mediama won
1-0, and then Kotoko beat them 2-1. So Kotoko will make it. So they just have to draw.
But the case for Kotoko is facing Hearts of Oak in the semi-finals.
Exactly. So if they draw, if they draw, they will finish second.
Which is what a lot of neutrals.
No, if they draw, that will depend on Ashanti Gold's game. Should Ashanti Gold
is going to win?
Yeah, but of course they will win. So, well, no, football day, you have to really watch that. You cannot say straight away that Ashanti Gold will win. So they just have to, finish on top of Premier A. If not, they will meet Hearts of Oak.
And you don't want that now. You don't want that now.
That would be interesting. But we don't want it now. We want it Hearts of Oak Kotoko final.
If that happens, because who are Hearts? Okay, as it stands, Hearts are playing Ashgold.
Yeah, as it stands. Yeah.
In Accra.
Yeah, that will be in Accra, right. And then Kotoko Karela will be in Kumasi.
And what we know is that the grand finale the venue for the grand finale will be chosen based on the two teams.
Exactly.
And then the neutral grounds will be chosen.
But if there is going to be Asante Kotoko and Accra, then I can possibly predict that we'll go to Cape Coast.
Cape Coast, yeah. Because that's a venue that can hold.
We'll go to Cape Coast.
You can't go anywhere else.
But it would be nice, having it at the Accra Stadium or Kumasi.
No.
Charlie, that won't be bad.
No, because for obvious reasons.
But if nowadays, Asante Kotoko, they see the Accra Stadium as their home.
No, and Hearts also see
Kumasi as well. So, what's the point?
No, that's the point. If it goes to Kumasi, Hearts will have the psychological edge. If it is in Accra,
so Kotoko, it should be in Cape Coast.
It should be in a neutral, just like was planned from the beginning, so that we don't.
I've seen a Kotoko Hearts game in Cape Coast, and I had to forget.
That was a good.
Yeah, I remember those days when they were renovating their Accra and Kumasi stadium. Ahead of the AFCON. I remember we drove to Cape Coast. Yeah, I remember very well. We drove to Cape Coast, the Studio Park.
Yeah,
and it was raining. It was raining, but it was one great game.
Ben, was it Talatu Zoom?
Yeah, it was Talatu Zoom then.
Yeah,
it was Talatu Zoom then. I've forgotten some of the Asante players, but it was an amazing game. So, guys, what happened over the weekend in the special competition? 11 Wonders, their game against Indiana Stars, they are playing some delightful football. They drew goalless. And if Indiana had won that game, what it means is that it would have been very serious for Asante Kotoko, because they would have been in contention to make the next stage, and that their game against Kotoko was going to be fireworks. But because they drew, now they are out. And Kotoko won by 2-0. I listened to CK Akono. He said they didn't play the best of football, but they took their chances. Sonny Yakuba is back in the team. He scored. And then Abdul Fattah Shafiu scored again for Kotoko.
So he's on 8 goals now.
Yeah, he's on 8 goals now. And Ashanti Gold were at home to Bechem United. They won that game by 4-0. So amazing form they are in now. Shafiu Mumuni, Amos Kofi Nkrumah, Apia McCarthy, and then Roland Amuzu were the goal scorers. And then Hearts of Oak, their game against the Omina Sharks. Well, Christopher Bonney, I was at the stadium, and Charlie, Hearts of Oak, they play some nice football. Hey!
But you see,
Kim Grant is working.
It is it is tempered by the fact that many say that the quality of the team, like you have said, you have imputed.
Yeah.
It's not that. It's not all that.
Oh no, that's not what I said yesterday.
No. What I'm saying is, they do play some good football.
Yeah, they play some nice football.
But a lot of people say that, it's because the teams in their zone are not.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I just want them to meet, teams in Zone A, and then we can finally conclude whether. But at this point, they are playing. As Kim Grant said, he doesn't care. He's winning his games week in, week out, and that's all he cares about. So, I mean, if he's playing against Karela, he's playing against Liberty and all these teams, and he's getting good results, he doesn't care. But I think that we have to give it to Kim Grant. He's done some fantastic.
Let's do a quick extrapolation. Assuming the table were finished today.
Yeah.
Could all the 4 clubs be able to, I mean, the 2 in Zone A, Zone B, which of them will not be able to go to Africa?
Okay.
From a financial point of view, they'll find it difficult. Will we have to forfeit a place?
Let me see. Asante Kotoko are capable. Ashanti Gold are also capable.
Hearts are capable. Our Hearts capable.
Accra Hearts of Oak.
Heart capable. No,
Charlie.
Yes, you see, challenges are not as they used to be. Heart capable.
Well, I think they can. Accra Hearts of Oak. This is phobia we are talking about. This is Accra Hearts of Oak.
We are not talking about history.
But this is Accra Hearts of Oak we are talking about.
I know.
What makes you think Hearts of Oak cannot participate in Africa? They can.
They can because
there is money. Who says there is no money? There is money. They are paying players. When was the last time you heard any issue of players not training because they've not been paid? No, nothing of that sort is happening. Players. They are paying players. They are doing everything right.
I'm talking about FS.
Oh, FS, they can.
I'm talking about
Tugbafe is the board chairman of Accra Hearts of Oak, and of course they can. What makes you think they cannot? They can. I mean, I think that all of them can. Ashanti Gold, they really want to. Of course they can. They really want to go to Africa. Asante Kotoko as well can go, and Accra Hearts of Oak. I don't know too much about Karela United. Yeah, it's Karela that possibly maybe. I don't know too much about Karela, but unfortunately, but Hearts of Oak can. I've just received a text from August 9. It says heart support Pioneer. So Hearts won. Christopher Bonney, Abdul Manaf Umar, and Abdul Fattah Mohammed, who Kim Grant thinks that he should be in the Black Stars team.
Who?
Abdul Fattah.
The last one.
Yeah.
Abdul Fattah
Mohammed.
Yeah.
He is the skipper of Accra Hearts of Oak. And
Kim Grant reckons that he's good enough for the Black Stars.
Yeah. Yesterday, I interviewed him and he said, Fattah is very good and he should be in the team.
For the AFCON.
Yeah, so we'll see how that will go. But Intala said their game against Wafa was at the Tema Stadium. Intala is won that game by 4-2, and also we saw those Liberty professionals. Liberty, as I mentioned earlier, playing some delightful football as well. We have to give it up to Reginald Asante Erigi. He's doing some fantastic job with the team. Simon Zibo and the Elvis Cheba 4, and then Karela United also beat Dreams FC by 2-0. Charlie Kett and the guys are struggling. They are struggling on the pitch.
Thank you very much, Benedict, for that. 12 minutes to the top of the hour here on 99.7 Joy FM. It's a Joy Sports Track. We are moving on to our own in-house event.
Joy 99.7 FM.
The small coverage on the special competition on our other programs and also on TV and radio. Now though, we continue our build up to the Joy Sports Invitational Tournament, and it's happening this Saturday. You might have heard promos, especially on radio, and the interviews with the various corporates on television. This afternoon, we will be looking at some of the companies. We play some of the interviews we've had with them, some of the corporate bragging, as I like to call it. Nathaniel Ato is in studio with us to give us the lowdown on where we are so far. Nat, thank you for joining us.
Hey, great to be here again, Gary. And so what's happening now is that we're wrapping up our interviews. By Wednesday, we would have wrapped up the interviews for all of the corporate bodies, and then after that, we get everything going. Now, it's going to be very, very interesting because we're moving location from the traditional venue of Elwak Stadium to the Burma Camp Sports Complex, and so it's going to be a different environment. We're going to test everybody's strength, and you've heard everybody. I mean, I always love to listen to that soundbite where somebody Baba is asking, so what is it that makes you so good, and the person says, we are Goyle. And then everybody just goes, in cheers. So, hey, it's always a good time to come together with our corporate clients. Let's have fun. Let's try to live the moments of our legends, the people whom we criticize and the people whom we admire so much. I mean, Gary, between yourself and the rest of the commentary team here, there's a lot of analysis done on what is. So let's see what you yourself can do on the pitch. Sure. So. We're going to maintain the CEO's shootout, the CEO's mini goalpost shoot, because it received rave reviews. The current champion is the CEO of Gassim, and so there's a lot of attention on that. Also, the men's football competition is there. The ladies' penalty shootout is there. There's the unisex relay, which we're going to do in a different format because we're not working with tartan tracks this time around. Yeah. So it sure is going to be a very, very interesting one, and I can't wait for Saturday. I mean, I remember that during the week when I was away, I had loads of messages from friends and many of the institutions, and there is a lot of talk about how people even want us to make it industry specific. The Joy Sports Invitational, but that's for later. They should just watch out for us. We're going to bring stuff up. So it's all set for Saturday. we'll be communicating the details of the draw and all of that for our clients, and then it's going to be game on. 8 a.m. sharp. We're starting all of the activities there at the Bermakam Sports Complex.
Many thanks, Nat. And he did mention GOIL, Ghana Oil Company, who are calling the bluff of every corporate institution that will be taking part in this year's Invitational. Here's engineer Joshua Dodu, who is touting their pedigree. Should be fun.
GOIL! GOIL! Last one, GOIL! Kọ́nà gọ́ọ̀lì kẹ̀kọ́ mu ṣe ṣàbò. Àwọn òṣàní, àwọn mi lè ní máa tọ́ ní kẹ́ gọ́ọ̀lì àpè. Mi lè ní máa tọ́ ní kẹ́ gọ́ọ̀lì àpè. Mi lè ní máa tọ́ ní kẹ́ gọ́ọ̀lì àpè. Àwọn òṣàní.
Just want to say that it's a privilege to be part of this tournament this time. We have been there in football on a few occasions with the OMC games. 2 times champions, 2 times first runners up. We've been there. Saturday we played a friendly match with State Trust Hospital. We won in simple 4-1. We were at Glyco games at Lysis Complex last year. It was a win for Goy. We've been there before, so just watch out for us.
We the ladies are winning every game, all the games.
Wait, where's your confidence coming from?
We are GOIL, and we have the energy. GOIL is good energy, so our energy is everywhere. Yes, so we are winning everything.
And when he shouted, oh yeah, people start to la party. And when he shouted, oh yeah, people start to la party.
So that's from GOIL there. Also, First National Bank will be making their second appearance at the event. What have they got for us? Let's hear them.
We want to tell all people who will be partaking in this program to watch out for FMB Achimota. Right. This is FMB Achimota. Yes. Especially for us, this thing is coming at a time when we're launching our new philosophy as a bank, and we want to tell people that as part of our values, we are to be effective, we are to be helpful, we are to be accountable. We want to be effective on the field this time. We know the first one didn't go on well, but this one they should watch out for us. We're going to be effective, and because of this program, or because of this tournament, we've called Alex Ferguson from his retirement, and Alex Ferguson is here with us. Alex Ferguson is here with us. Alex Ferguson, tell them something.
We are going to deploy a strategic formation, which we can't let our opponents get to know. So this strategic formation is going to make us win the tournament. Yes, we are going to destroy them. Yes, in fact, the new signings are on their way. We are going to ensure that we keep this secret. Yes.
FMB singing their hearts out there. Also on the banking theme is UMB, the Universal Merchant Bank. Now, the interesting thing is they are taking this year's Joy Sports Invitational by storm, they say. The team captain is Kwejo Achampong. They say they are deploying, among other tactics, you should listen to him. But first, we hear from Maxwell Edu Otri. So, this is UMB.
UMB. When you are playing and it's raining, you don't stop playing. So this is an indication that we are actually prepared. Whether it rains, cats and dogs, or monkeys and elephants or hippopotamus, we are actually taking the cap away.
So let me tell you out there, bring your A game, because we're gonna kill it and we're dabbing on you.
Okay, we are not going to release more. All I will say is that we are using two systems. We are playing two systems. And in between, we shuffle. We are playing soccer regimentation and the Trojan horse.
That's great. Logistics company Sapolda are next. Sapolda Ventures. They are yearning for a super comeback after missing out on last year's edition. Now they are Tema based and they have 4 trophies in their cabinets in the 12 years we've had this. They can't wait for this weekend. You hear from the Chief Operating Officer Kingsley Coleman. That is Sapolda.
The champions! Sapolda! The champions! Sapolda!
Sapolda, how do you guys ever do it? Like, how do you keep all of these highly charged up people here?
You see, we have our core values: 3: teamwork, excellence, and then accountability. That's what you see here. So we work as a team. We work together. We support each other. The vim is high. We hold ourselves to account, and that's what you see on the 25th. You see it live. We are the Liverpool of the competition. So the people who are coming to compete with us, they are just pretenders. Yeah, we are the Liverpool.
We have the money. We have the appeal too. They are going to win all the trophies this time. See you finally shoot out, they will win.
We've done it before, and this time we are going to bring all the caps home. In fact, we are taking the caps away. We are taking the caps away. Ladies and gents, are you ready now? We are taking the caps away.
The fever, unbelievable. We finished the Joy Sports track with a word from Gassem, whose CEO is currently the winner of the CEO's mini penalty shootout. And my name is Gary L. Smith. That's how we end the show for today.
Gassem! Gassem! Gassem!